All right, Vol Nation, you guys have been at my neck for how long? Man, I can't even count. And listen, I had told y'all before, every time I get excited about Tennessee football, then the big game happens and y'all get splatterwhacked. Then everyone makes fun of me. I'm tired of people making fun of me, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to chill and relax, let Tennessee get through the Alabama game, and then we'll see what's cracking. And get through the Alabama game it did, because what? Come on, man. This was exciting as all get out. Now, listen, this Tennessee team is different. This is a whole nother different animal right here. You talk about matching scheme with team, the type of personnel that my man Josh HEUPEL has with that type of scheme. You got Jalin Hyatt on a team with McCoy. You got Cedric Tillman on this team, and he ain't even playing. Imagine that, right? With the running backs that they have, with that cat, that former Hokie throwing the ball, Hendon Hooker. Good night. Come on. I was wondering how they got this particular playoff right here to being able to isolate a safety like DeMarco Hellams here. On a cat like Jalin Hyatt here, you can see who's running pretty much a slot fade or a slot 9 or whatever you want to call that right there, getting down the field. It's almost like a switch release with, I want to say, Brew McCoy right here taking the inside approach and getting vert, or just taking the inside approach to take the leverage away here. And you isolate this, man, that's cold. Actually, let's look at it from this angle. Front-facing play-action fake, hitch, and Yaka. What? Come on. Hendon Hooker is cold with the vert game. He's cold in the mid-range and quick game. His accuracy is unbelievable. I teased it before in another video. He might be my number 1 QB in all of college football that's draft eligible. Yes. Might be that guy. He is that good, and this offense suits him so well, much better than the offense had him at Virginia Tech, at least the last iteration of it. But we see the front-facing play-action fake right here. Everybody doing a pretty good job here across the board. A little bit of an inside breach, but he's able to navigate that, kind of slightly slide out, but definitely hitch up a little bit there just to deliver the pill. Now, I see the problem here. The Crimson Tide are still in nickel personnel. So if you're in nickel personnel and you see how wide those splits are as far as the wide receiver alignment, like those are some really crazy splits. That's that old school Big 12 type John right there. Very much reminiscent of an air raid type offense and everything like that. You got to be able to counter that with your dime package, because you don't want to get a safety matchup on a freak like Jalin Hyatt who can absolutely run. Jakob, look at the separation right there. Hey, man, he said the pandemic ain't quite over in his mind. He needs 6 feet at all times of separation. So look at how HEUPEL schemes this up right here. You once again isolate the safety. He steps up to a hitch route. You get a hitch route right here, and then come behind him, you get an in-breaking route with the cornerback leverage. Hooker is so great that he's able to be patient while chaining through his progressions. He'll do a full look off, chain through a progression, be patient, and wait for a receiver to uncover as well. Very polished in that aspect. Look at that. Full look off, and then shoot. Come on, man. Hitting Ramel Keaton right there and letting Ramel Keaton do his thing after the catch. Man, it's crazy. I remember when all those guys were freshmen and I did I forget which, was it the spring game or something like that? And all those guys were balling out, Hyatt, Keaton, and all these boys, and they're still in freaking college now, right? As well. So this is everything coming together at the correct time. But you can see right here what the hitch does to DeMarco Hellams, the safety here. Working off of him, he stays put, worried about the hitch, drives on that. Then you can see coming behind him Keaton with that man in a trail technique, right? The trail of tears right there. Look at the accuracy of the throw. On time, allows him to work against Arnold here after the catch. All right, check this one out. Another switch release right here with Hyatt getting vert through the seams. This one looks like it's against more of a cover 4. You'll see the outside corner here still getting his vertical bell on. Same deal right here with Helms, the safety. I'm not sure what's going on this side. This could be cover 6, but just for all intents and purposes, we're going to call it cover 4 on this side right here. And you can see once again that man on the pull. Take the snapshot. You saw that subtle glance off right there? Right? Just wants to take a look over to the other side there. Just one step could be all it takes to get someone like Jalin Hyatt open. You can see the cornerback right here on that vertical bell that I was talking about. And then you'll see Hyatt just run past him. That's right there. Jakob, listen, that's pretty much all that entails right there. If you can catch someone flat-footed, then see if you can run with a guy like Jalin Hyatt. It's really that simple. Sometimes it's very intricate. It's an intricate sport, and sometimes it's just, can you stop the guy in front of you? Can you stop that cat over there? They can't stop that cat over there. With those plus splits, it makes it to where the middle of the field is in vogue, and to me, that's the best for run after the catch. If you're always attacking past the numbers on the outside, not much you can do with that. You just have to get vert up the field, really, to get those type of explosive plays. But obviously, if you could throw a slant in the middle of the field and have somebody run for 80 yards afterwards. So imagine that as well. So you have to always contend with that and always contend with them throwing multiple receivers in an area. This time you'll have Ramel Keaton crossing face on this in-breaking route here. And you got Hyatt getting vert up the field. He could have waited on this and probably got Hyatt up the field again, matched up on safety DeMarco Helms, but he comes with the between the pipes or the midfield, mid-range game right here. Front-facing play action fake, and what happens each time that they do this? He's always looking this off, at least the majority of the time. Front-facing play action fake, look that way there just to hold whomever it needs to hold, come back, cock and fire, Jakob. And everything is usually on the plane to where you can catch it and continue to run. Now look at the pass protection on this one right here. Was it slide? Almost like slide protection here, or at least the line was slanting. It looks like Alabama's line was slanting, so they slant them boys all the way to the concession stand right here. And if you can see this right here, had he wanted to be a little bit more patient, Hyatt was going to uncover on this, and there's probably no way the safety was going to be able to get there. However, it does not matter. You can see this man with that accuracy there. And let's look at the mechanics of it. He's got great mechanics, in my opinion. Now, people like comparisons to be to whomever they like that's popular at the time. The offense of Tennessee right here reminds me of the potency and the quick strike ability of LSU in 2019. Hooker himself always reminded me, and keep in mind, I'm not Johnny Newcomer here on Hendon Hooker. He played for my squad, the Okies, coming out of high school and was on the team for quite a few years there. And he always reminded me of Jameis Winston. Something about him and Jameis Winston and their ability, their accuracy and the mid-range and quick game. And I'm talking about Jameis Winston at Florida State. So we don't have to talk about Jameis Winston as he is present day. But Hendon Hooker always reminded me of him with even better athleticism. That type of player right there. If people can get out of themselves and look over themselves, Jameis Winston was that dude at Florida State. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, how are you going to deal with the creativity from your man Josh Heupel here? You see the wide receivers here, Hyatt and McCoy stacked off on a reduced split. So you'll have a crosser there by McCoy. You'll have Hyatt here on a submarine route getting to the flats. And then you'll have Jalin Wright, the running back, looking like this could be a swing pass with hard action going across the board here from the tight end, Warren, all the way through the offensive line there. And that was all she wrote. Creativity with the split flow action. Look at that. Just sheer speed alone is going to call. Wait, what happened right? What happened right here? What's going on? What did I miss? Look at this. Oh, split tire. The ref. Oh no. They exotic dance the ref. The ref on the ground exotic dancer. He likes to split flow action as well. You can see the receiver out here blocking. And look at that. That Princeton fan, actually, it might be Princeton fan out there blocking. Those Ramel Keaton out there blocking. Come on, man. A lot of stuff going on right here. A lot of bells and whistles to this offense, along with being very efficient. You talk about innate accuracy. Look at this. Now, where is he going to throw this ball to? He's trying to come over here. He has an underneath defender. And look at him feather the clutch right over him. Oh, right to Ramel Keaton. Look at that again. This we can look at the mechanics of, too. This is why he reminds me of Jameis, because I know Jameis' throwing motion like the back of my hand, and they both kind of got that bring it down, slightly elongated delivery there. Not necessarily a whip it action, but in the same vein as just having a traditional release there. And we look at the lower body mechanics here. Point and shoot foot, good. Stepping to the target, rotating off. We can see where the hand breaks from the ball, so he holds it about chest high. Very much like Jameis Winston there. But look at him feather the clutch over this underneath defender. My man jumps up. That's Dallas Turner, too, I believe. Jumping up extremely high. It doesn't matter. Got up for the downstroke on that one. Hell of a throw. Actually, is that Princeton fan? Yeah, that's Princeton fan. Getting it to Princeton fan out there. That's hard. So I know somebody's going to say something about the one interception that he threw here. It looks like he couldn't complete his motion, his follow through here. You see that right there? Everybody's bearing down on him. I think that caused the ball to sail over the hands of McCoy here. We can see it one more time here. Remember, he's going to want to plant that back foot, step into it, and be able to follow through. But you can see right here, he has to stop the release up high because of the collapsing pocket there by Dallas Turner. So that's what happened right there. Not a bad decision as much. It was just a bad throw due to circumstances. But obviously, he got it to the correct guy because Brew McCoy here is wide open. Now remember, I'm just concentrating on Hendon Hooker's throwing ability. For one, it dovetails into my QB series that I do for my NFL content here. I've been meaning to get to Hooker. I was going to save him for possibly second or last, but I have to do this Tennessee content right now because it's going to be huge. And you know which game I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention it right now because I don't want to jinx it, but you know what I'm talking about here. So we'll get to the run game stuff a little bit later, or even Hooker's ability to detach from the pocket. Just talking about his throwing ability because he is top-notch with that, and I don't want anybody to shortchange him on that. These type of plays are tough. I'm not exactly sure how it's aligned with Jalin Hyatt on the outside, but he's pretty much getting verse. It could be from a switch release here, but having someone get vert at the field and have Hooker be able to put it directly on him, pause, is very scary because you get the ball into his hand rather quickly instead of having it be a lower percentage throw to where you're throwing it down the field on a vertical plane here. But it's kind of a smash concept. You'll see. I would have to think it would be Keaton out here. Look at that. You see this? Put it on a real quick. Malachi Moore didn't have a chance right here. And then Splataya. Bowling pin situation right there. He making people bowling pin themselves. But if you can see here, of course, what I tell you, they're going to look to the left always. You see what that does immediately to the safety, DeMarco Hellams? It gets his attention diverted as well. But he comes back to the side that he already had a line here, or I already had in mind pre-snap motion or pre-snap reads. And you can see right here with Keaton on this stop route, and then Hyatt getting vert upfield against Malachi Moore. I love these type of throws. That's some serious arm strength right there. No doubt about that. To be able to throw it that accurately down the field, you can't heave-ho it. You can't put body English on it. That has to be accurate, and he still is able to get it there. The offense and personnel definitely test your eye discipline. You can see the safety here. He's in good position to get this potential in-breaking route by Jalin Hyatt no matter where it goes. However, play action right there and Hooker's ability to look this off also affects this safety who could have helped out over here as well. So you got everything working against you there, being a little bit undisciplined. And then you have 25-yard off-man coverage because people are afraid of Hyatt running by them. Even though they're this close to the goal line, you're pretty much giving up the inside. Look at that. Too easy. $2 hooker easy. Come on, man. What are you doing in that situation? I don't understand this right here. Yeah, that far off, what is that going to do? I would think you would be just like they are up on Keaton here, playing that bump and run coverage. But, man, too far off, and this guy's too accurate and gets rid of the ball too fast. And look at that. He's able to shield Banks off here and then collect himself for the hit by Helms. You talk about being clutch when you absolutely need it. You'll see here you have Warren getting vert up the field. You have a stop route or a deep curl route by Hyatt here. And then you'll have coming free your man Brew McCoy on a similar route to what Hendon Hooker threw an interception on before here. And he absolutely needed this bad boy. And you had Jerome Carvin getting a little bit of that prison loving, but even he was able to stop the approaching lineman when he needed it here. Look at this. See how that layers right there? And then Yaku up for the downstroke again. Brew McCoy this time goes up and gets it over Jordan Battle. I want to look at the action up front right here, though. It's a 3-man rush with a spy, almost a double spy. They do a good job of passing that off there. Jerome Carvin kind of with a little bit of a breach. You can see him getting walked back into the lap. And I don't think Hooker's able to actually step into this one either. Right? He had to kind of do it over the top. That's why it sailed high once again there. But absolutely perfect. Right in front of Jordan Battle to where he could at least box him out. Brew McCoy, we know, extremely talented, goes up and gets it. That's hard. And once again, that's without Cedric Tillman, the best wide receiver on the team, one of the top wide receivers in the entire country. They are very much set up like 2019 LSU with that type of weaponry and that quarterback there. It is almost eerily similar. Remember, I covered that 2019 LSU from the spring all the way through there, and I said they were going to do what they were going to do. Tennessee definitely reminds me of them on offense. The defense leaves a lot to be desired. However, so did LSU's at one certain point in time as well. So that could all come together for them when they need it, but they still have some tough games ahead of them. I'll tell you that. They will have earned it if they see themselves hoisting that national championship trophy. But one step at a time, they still got to play some teams that could very well beat them as well. So I will be looking forward to that. No doubt about that, man. With that being said, make sure you share this bad boy. Tell a friend to tell a friend. As always, it's your boy Mid-Atlantic Murph. Strike the band.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.